Hi everybody, I'm Spencer Richlin from Reproductive Medicine Associates of Connecticut. I'm shouting out to my single moms-to-be. Tomorrow night, I'm going to be doing a webinar on egg freezing. If you're able to watch or not, I still wanted to show you some slides that I'm going to be going over in case you want to take a peek. Let's jump right into it. Our first slide really discusses the issue of, well, why would you want to freeze your eggs? How we look at it is, you may want to freeze your eggs to simply take control of your reproduction. Remember, your eggs are only going to be better now than in the future. So how do I look at it? Well, number one, you may want to freeze eggs because you're not ready to start family building. So you can freeze eggs for a later date. Also, we have some patients who have not found a partner. So if you don't have a partner, you could simply freeze eggs and use them for a later date. If you found a partner in the future, you could use your eggs regularly, or if you had to use your frozen eggs, you could do those. Some of our patients are working on their career or in school, and they just don't have the time to start a family. In that situation, freezing eggs is a great option because we can freeze those eggs and you can potentially use them later if you want. I also see some of our patients that are in a relationship and their partner is not ready to start family building and they feel like the clock is kind of ticking. In that situation, you could freeze your eggs and then later, if you and your partner decide, you can use eggs if needed. You can kind of take control of your eggs. Well, at RMA, we're very much into getting you ready to freeze your eggs. How can we get you in the right mode and get you ready to have a good cycle to get as many eggs as we want you to get? Well, how I look at it is we have our IFW group, our Integrated Fertility Wellness Group. This is a group of providers and helpers that help us help you get ready to have a great stimulation and egg freezing cycle. Let's talk about some of our providers. Nutrition. It is really important to become nutritionally fit before you want to freeze eggs. We want to get you eating well. We want you to be as stress-free as you want to be. Sometimes we do acupuncture. We do acupuncture while you're stimulating to try to get you to potentially make more eggs. A lot of our patients are doing yoga while they're doing their stimulation or even before, just to kind of get them in a good frame of mind to get them ready to go through the process. And a lot of our patients are hooking up with our other patients before they come through to talk about the process of egg freezing and talk about what it's like to be a patient with us. So if you decide to and you want, we can have you kind of plug in and get you ready to do this. So, well, let's get started. What does it take to freeze eggs? Here's how I look at it. Let's make it simple. 3 ideas. Number 1, we're going to stimulate your ovaries. We utilize fertility medicines to make a lot of follicles grow. So remember, in your menstrual cycle every month, you're going to liberate 1 egg. What we want to do is give you fertility medicines so you make a lot of follicles and so we can retrieve or harvest many eggs. I'd love you to have more than 10 or 15. And then after we remove your eggs, we freeze those eggs for a later date. Remember, when we retrieve your eggs, they're done. We retrieve under IV sedation. It is a simple process. And after retrieval, you can go home an hour later, and then we will bring your eggs into the lab and freeze them. How many eggs do we want to freeze? Here's how we look at it. Per egg retrieval, the average amount of eggs retrieved is about 12 to 13. We want you to have as many as we can have, because remember, not every one of those eggs, when we put it with sperm, is going to make a good viable embryo. So we want you to have a lot of eggs so that if you need to use them, we put egg and sperm together, and as we grow your eggs to embryos, of course we're going to lose some embryos. At the end of the day, I want you to have 2, 3, 4, 5 nice embryos to use for the future, and then to transfer those embryos into your uterus. So we say we'd love to have 12 or 13. That depends upon your age, and a really important concept called ovarian reserve. Ovarian reserve is a concept on, well, how many eggs am I likely to stimulate to have retrieved? Ovarian reserve has to do with the amount of follicles on the ovaries, our patient's age, and a really cool hormone called AMH. AMH is a hormone that we can obtain any time of your cycle, which is really nice. Any day of your cycle, we can get an AMH test, which is a blood test. That test tells us how many eggs you're likely to make on a stimulation cycle. Often at RMA, we have events where we have our patients come in and get an AMH test to give you an idea of how likely you would do on an IVF cycle and how many eggs we're likely to get. We'd love your NH above 1. So what do I say in short? Go for it. You're never going to be younger than you are now. And what I hear back is a lot of feedback from patients. And they'll say, you know, it was great meeting with you and talking to you about egg freezing, but you know what? I wish I would have done it earlier. So the sooner you want to do it, do it. If you want to come in and talk about it, we'd love to talk to you about it. And simply thumbs up and go for it. It was a pleasure talking to you guys today. Have a great day.